Hi everyone. You should be on the back of RN4. We're going to talk about multiplying and dividing signed fractions. So when we multiply or divide signed fractions, very first thing you need to do is make sure that you change all mixed numbers to improper fractions. All mixed numbers to improper fractions. If the problem is division, we're going to change it to multiplication. And take the reciprocal of the second fraction. You know that as keep, change, flip. Multiply across the top, across the bottom. Don't forget your integer rules, and then simplify your answer. So let's look at the first example. I'm multiplying a negative number times a positive number, so I know my answer is negative. I have a mixed number, so I am going to change it. Negative 4/5 times 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, so negative 4/5 times 7/2. I know my answer is going to be negative, so let's just multiply. 4 times 7 is 28. 5 times 2 is 10. Put your negative sign. It doesn't matter where you put the negative sign. The answer is negative. Now, at this point, you should simplify. You can actually leave it as an improper fraction. And if I leave it as an improper fraction, I know that in this case, I can divide both of these by 2. If I divide them both by 2, that would give me negative 14/5. You can actually leave your answer in that form, or you can change it back to a mixed number, but generally when we work with fractions, we keep them in improper fraction form. So let's look at letter B. I'm dividing on this problem, and I'm dividing two mixed numbers. So the first thing I need to do is change them. One's positive and one's negative, so I know that my answer is going to be negative. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 1 is 26, divided by 2 times 10 is 20, plus 1 is 21. This is division, so I am going to keep the first, change division to multiplication, flip, it's still negative, I'm going to multiply. 26 times 10 is 260, I'm just going to put my negative sign right there. 5 times 21 is 105. Here again, simplify. When I simplify this, I can actually divide both of those by 5. 5 will go into 26 5 times. So this would be negative 52 over 21. I can leave it in this form, or I can go ahead and change it to a mixed number, which would be negative 2 and 10 over 21. And that's all there is to working with signed fractions. Change it to improper, use your rules of integers. Number or letter C. So now I have a negative times a negative, so I know my answer is positive. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14, so negative 14/3 times negative 3/7. 14 times 3 is 42. A negative times a negative is positive. 3 times 7 is 21. Now, when I divide 42 by 21, or when I look at this, I know that this will simplify to a whole number. So 42 divided by 21 is 2. Letter D. both of these are proper fractions, so keep the first, change division to multiplication, flip the second fraction, and now multiply. 2 times negative 9 is negative 18. 4 times 3 is 12. I can divide both of those by 6. Negative 3/2, or negative 1 1/2. Again, you can leave it as an improper fraction or change it. Last example. I'm dividing a negative by a positive, so I know that my answer is going to be negative. Mixed number, change it. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. I'm going to change division multiplication, flip that, multiply by the reciprocal. 21 times 8 is 168, but I'm going to make it negative because I'm multiplying a negative times a positive. 7 times 5 is 35. Okay, here again, you can leave it or you can simplify it. If I go through here and divide this, actually I can divide 7 into 168. So that's going to be negative 24 over 5. So I can leave this as negative 24 over 5, or I can change it to negative 4 4/5. So here again, it's the same thing. The rules don't change. I multiply and divide the fractions like I always do, and I follow the rules of integers. If you have any questions, bring them to class tomorrow.